Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I want to share with you a story about an individual who I count myself as lucky to have been able to meet in this lifetime and make friends with. He's a good guy. He's still alive today, doing well. He's in a different country from me now, so we no longer have the chance to really hang out and talk. But I knew him for a few years, and he has quite an incredible life story, and I want to share that with you today because I think it can give us some inspiration about how to live, and even in an odd way, some inspiration about language learning. Before I jump into today's video, I want to welcome you to pause the video at any point and leave me a comment down below about a person in your life who you've been taking notes from. A person who inspired you, and what was it they did or said that inspired you? I think we can connect over that topic and have a great conversation. So this man who I want to talk about, I would say he's about 10 years older than me. So he's probably around 47 or 48 years old. He comes from the States, and he grew up in kind of some rough circumstances. I don't know the exact details or how bad it really was, but I think in his community there was probably a lot of drugs, drinking, some violence. It wasn't really a good scene. It was kind of tough and depressed, perhaps, in the area that he was growing up. And he remembers growing up, there was, like I said, probably a lot of drugs and drinking on the scene, and friends, a lot of friends getting into trouble. And he remembers this story, and he told it to me, and I'm going to be paraphrasing here, but he had a teacher who asked all of the students, including him, he was a student at that time, to write a letter to their future selves. And they did this assignment, and then years later, the teacher mailed these letters back out to the students. Somehow, I don't know the exact details of how this worked, but she was able to find them, get the letters back to them. He got this letter back years later that he wrote to his future self, and it said something to the effect of, if I'm still in my hometown, I mean, if I have never left my hometown, if I'm still here, I'm probably dead by now. I'm probably in jail. I'm probably addicted to drugs or drinking. Probably a lot of my friends are going to be gone. And he basically got this letter from his past self, and it just shocked him awake that he had to do something drastic or he was going to lose his life. Because when he was reading this letter, he was looking around and realizing, hey, this is all coming true. I saw this coming when I was younger, and I got to get out of here. This is a bad scene. I'm going nowhere. So he decided, practically on the basis of that letter, to uproot, leave the place he had grown up and lived in for most of his life, if not all of his life, I'm assuming, leave his fairly close-knit community of family and friends who everybody knows everybody, and he just decided, I'm going to travel the world. And I'm going to journal about my experiences. He was always a great reader and a great writer. And so he set off traveling the world. When I met him, again, he is in his 40s, he had already traveled to 80 countries. 80 countries in the span of about 20 years, with plans to visit many more, and journaling the whole time, filling his journals with experiences of meeting people and having these amazing adventures. And there's something incredible about him, is that he has an amazing level of energy and charisma, an amazing ability to make friends with people right away, an amazing ability to land in a new place, make friends, understand how to get around, how to get things done, knit in really quickly to a community and just become a really great individual who everybody knows and everybody's talking about. So he has this amazing charisma and social prowess that I think can really only be born, number one, through travel and through getting to know people from different backgrounds. He has quite an amazing ability to adapt and talk to people from different countries based on his experiences. So he is very relatable on any number of topics. That would be one, his travel experience and worldly experience. But the other thing, too, is his intentional practice of social skills, which he believes are under attack nowadays. He is really a culture warrior in terms of being against smartphone addiction, technology addiction, screen addiction. He would go on all of these travels without a phone. He didn't have really a smartphone for the longest time, but when smartphones did come around, he would purposefully leave it at home and go off on his travels. I knew he got into trouble actually because he was out without his phone when COVID-19 hit. So that was a wild experience for him. But I'm sure it just added another great chapter and so many great chapters and so many great tales that he had already written. But he always felt that the phones are a great impediment to our humanity, to our communication skills, to our social skills. They're just making people unable to pay attention, unable to listen, unable to communicate. You guys often see I put up these long form videos. A lot of people I don't think watch past the first 20 or 30 seconds. And why? Is it because I'm such a bad guy? I make such horrible videos. I have such horrible content. I don't think it's that bad, really. I think one of the main problems is people just can't pay attention that long anymore. Most people are watching short form videos primarily for entertainment or to satisfy their addiction to fearful things and horrible things that they see happening in the news. So they're flipping through, just like this unhealthy snacking, through entertainment, through fear-based news, through hot girls or hot guys. And we're just like feeding our mind constantly with junk food. Meanwhile, we're unable to have a slow form, if I can put it that way, discussion. So with everybody he would meet, he would confront them with the full force of his energy. I often described him as a force of nature. I told him once that I recommend to people the doorway drill. I would teach people, when you walk through a door, it's showtime. Realize that when you walk through a door, that's a time when people tend to put up their heads and look over to see who's coming through. That's your chance to make a great impression and make a connection. So always practice the doorway drill. And you know what he responded? And I know he believed this with 100% of his heart, and he was sincere when he said this. He said, Matt, I believe when my head leaves the pillow, it's showtime. Because I had said, when you walk through a door, it's showtime. He said, Matt, when my head leaves the pillow, I know it's showtime. And he was like that. From the moment he woke up, he was go, 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 go all day long, living with maximal energy, connecting with everybody he met with full energy and full attention. His presence power was off the charts. And of course, that didn't really go well with everybody. I mean, some people chafed at that. They might have felt he was too energetic, too confident. But I think in a world where a lot of people are living sort of half alive, he was very refreshing and exciting and a good model for me. He was kind of like the older brother I never had, showing me how I still had a long way to go in terms of improving my social powers. So let's circle back to language learning for a moment, because I often talk about that a lot on this channel. He didn't really know any foreign languages. He really only used his native language of English. But the thing was, he reminded me how important it is to be charismatic, to be social, to master my own native languages, to be able to talk with people from different backgrounds. He actually could connect with anybody and make anybody smile or laugh. I saw it happen in so many situations, and they actually they didn't have a common language. So through his body language, charisma, and energy, and little pranks, he could connect with anybody. So if he's capable of traveling to 80 different countries, making friends with people from all over the world, and he can do it without even learning languages, I mean, what's your excuse? Master your native language, improve your social skills constantly till the end of your life, and also go for some foreign languages too. Why not? That would just be bonus points at that point. And yeah, get out there, travel, live life out on the edge with your full energy and your full heart. And if you get on the road and you start traveling, I would reckon there's a high probability you will encounter this man who I'm talking about. Okay, I'll see you back here in a future video. Hope this helps. Goodbye for now. Or as he used to say, this is not goodbye, but good luck. No, he would say, this is not goodbye, but rather good luck.